Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Hey, sister, this is Dr. Karen Osborne. Listen, a really quick message before we get to the episode today. I want you to consider a possibility of being part of a sisterhood of women just like you that want more connection and passion within their marriage, want a deeper connection with their children, that want more within their business and their bank account, want a healthier and lean body, and want to clearly know their purpose. See, this is what my Women Wanting More live events are all about. Being part of a sisterhood of women, 2.5 days of going deep on all of these things and coming out the other end knowing clearly what you want, why it matters, and the tools to actually put that shit into action. So if this is something that's speaking to you right now, I want you to head over to drkarenosborne.com, click on the Coach With Me button, and we will start the application process to see if you're a fit for my next live event. Enjoy the episode, sister. Love and appreciate you. All right, sisters, so I've received a lot of great feedback on a recent episode, which I had, which is called Lessons in Boxing, or Lessons I Learned from Boxing, Part 1. Here's Part 2. So like the first one, this is no pre-planned. I'm just going to kind of go with it. And I will create 2 or 3 or 4, and we'll see what comes out with this episode. So here's a lesson I learned this morning when I was with my trainer. The resistance will keep coming up in your life. It's never ending. So this morning, my trainer Rob and I were sparring, and he's like, I want you to hit me and kind of hold back a little bit. And then, he hit me a couple times. I didn't have my headgear on or mouth guard yet. We're gonna do that as of tomorrow. But, just lightly. But enough just to kind of like... Remember I had this experience the first time it happened, I was like, fuck. Like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this feeling of getting hit. And the resistance showed up in a full, the resistance came, he brought all of his bros, his whole family came in. And they're like, well, Karen, I don't know, man, you're fucking 47 years old. What the hell are you doing? Thinking you can do this. You could just continue training and not actually fight. There's nothing wrong with that. What other things do they say? This is just too hard. You don't have to do this. What are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to be? 47-year-old broad fighting in 2017. It's interesting, right? Because I felt so certain. But then there was that moment when we were training, it was just and I felt myself too, I stopped trying during that round. I literally stopped trying. It was like a switch, I could feel it. Now, combined with fatigue as well too, because it's really hard boxing. 3-minute rounds are long. Such a mental game. But the resistance will keep coming up. It is nonstop. And the next turner the next corner that you turn, the resistance will show up again and again and again and again. And the resistance is just simply a sign, a reminder of how badly do you want this thing that you want? Because see, that resistance is simply threshold, right? Hitting threshold. Or me today, getting hit, right? Rob's punching me in the stomach, side, face. Now again, they're light, dude. This is a guy who's has a national kickboxing title. He could take me down very easily. 1 kick, 1 punch. That's it, lights out. But that resistance came up big time. As soon as I got that first one, it was just So lesson number 1 is resistance will keep coming up. Stop thinking that it shouldn't. The reality is that it does and it will. And accept it. And just know it's simply the next level. It's simply the reminder of, again, like, how badly do you want this? Do you remember why you're doing this? So there's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. Let me think. Lesson number 2. I know with Rob, when we were training today, I said, you know what, dude, there's this weird feeling I get of when you've hit me. It's like anger combined with, like, I feel like I'm going to cry. It's like getting in, just being like, fuck off. Like, it's going to hurt you back. And then I feel like I'm going to cry at the same time. So here's my lesson number 2 with this. And again, just simply riffing with this is like, emotions are okay, but don't let them control you. Emotions are okay, normal. Do not let them control you. See, because if I did, I would have just probably been like, oh my God, this is so hard. I'm frustrated. I'm overwhelmed. Hence I feel like I'm going to cry. I'm angry that I'm not really like focusing because I just get to this place of rage, which I can go to there fast. So feel those emotions, use your emotions, use those feelings, feel what you need to feel, but don't let them control you. Harness them, right? Channel them. So there's lesson number 2. Lesson number 1, again, recap. Lesson number 1, the resistance will keep showing up. Lesson number 2, emotions are okay, but don't let them control you. Don't let your emotions stop you from doing things. Lesson number 3, scary things will still be scary. Today was that realization. Friday night was that realization. Friday night, my husband and I went to see some local fights. 3 of the guys that fought were 3 of my trainer Rob's fighters. Rob was supposed to fight as well too, but they canceled the fight last minute because of regulation stuff, and it just never happened. So we went to see these fights. And the second fight, and I started with like amateur fight, like the people that were just starting out, to then more and more experienced fighters. And the second fight was like 2 women. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I see some chicks fight. Okay, one girl was like tall, like probably, I don't know, for a girl, like probably 5'9". And the other one was like short. Like, I want to say she was 5'2". Might be a little bit off with those numbers, but there was definitely a difference. The girl who was taller, longer reach. Thinking when you punch, right? When you go to throw a punch, like that reach. So it was, I wouldn't say it was a disadvantage, but because the shorter one, she was a more experienced fighter, and the other girl was not as experienced, as Rob told me later. But here's what went down with that fight. The short one lost. Her face got kind of bloodied. Okay, so I'm watching this, and Ed's next to me, and he's like, so you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, I want to fight, I want to do this. And then I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I don't know, because I mean, we're not that close to where the fight is, right? Kind of looking, I'm like, is that like blood all over her face? He's like, yeah. I'm like, huh. And then it was this realization of like, oh shit, I could get my nose busted. I could get a black eye. I could have that bloody face. That could be me. And suddenly this, again, fear of like, oh, fuck, what am I doing? The resistance comes back in. See, we told you. Listen, you don't want to break your nose. It's cool. Just train. But don't actually get in the ring. Don't do this. You don't need to do this. The scary stuff will still continue to be scary. But every single time you do something scary, you grow. Every single time you do something that challenges you, if it's what you truly want, and you know why it's important for you to do that thing, you will expand. You will get to that next level. See, to me, my why for fighting is like, I know there's something on the other side of this. I don't really know what it is. I know that it's something with power, for sure. I know there's power on the other side of this fight. I know there's power in doing something that scares the shit out of me. For me and what I want within my life, it's important for me to do scary things on a regular basis. Something as big as this, it can be small things, scary things. So scary things will continue to be scary, but it is the only path to expansion. So here's lesson number 4 with this. Nothing changes if nothing changes. See, if you don't push yourself, if you don't strive to do something bigger than you right now, if you stay comfortable, if you stay in the point of mediocrity where most of the world lives, you will stay the exact same. Nothing will change. Wishing and hoping and praying and vision boarding will not do anything. Action does. Action does. Scary things will continue to be scary. And the only way through that is to actually take action on that. It's the only path to expansion. That's it, sister. So many lessons from boxing. And I haven't even gotten in the ring yet. And so here's your more tip for today. And I did this actually with the previous one, part 1 of lessons I've learned in boxing. So we'll do this with part 2. Which one of those 4, and I'll list these in the show notes as well too. Which one of those 4 lessons speaks to you the most? Which one speaks to you the most? And so what is one action step? Because again, action is everything. Action trumps words. Listen, a lot of you have reached out to me many times. I'm going to do this. Yeah, this really inspired me. Cool. What the fuck are you going to do? The doing is where the magic happens. Talking about it is just simply words. So you got this, sister. What is one action step you will take as a result of that lesson, the one that connects with you the most, speaks to you, resonates with you the most? And here's the third part of that. You're going to do that action in the next 24 hours. Yep. Next 24 hours. I saw someone post something recently about on Facebook of like, I'm going to get back to the gym. Yeah, as of January. Because I got to get ready for that first. And I'm like, what? Fucking January? That's like a month away. Do it now. Do it today. Go. You will not do something if it's far in advance. I'm telling you right now, sister. If you don't take immediate action on the things that you want, they will never happen. So I love you. That's why I got to hit you with some truth here right now. Take action. Have you been that sister that's been sitting on the sidelines and hearing these more tips and doing nothing? Well, guess what? Today is your chance to actually do it. And then after you've completed that, I want you to email me, drkaren@drkarenosborne.com, and let me know what's come up for you. What's come real for you? What have you discovered about yourself? You want more? You have to be willing to do the deep work, sister. It's simply the way that it works. Simply the way that it works. So listen, I'm going to direct you to watch the new Woman Wanting More live event movie. This is killer. This is almost 7 minutes of my recent live event that was here where I live in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada. You're going to see 6 women, 6 stars in the movie. So it was Amber, Nat, Leslie, Colleen, Maggie, and who am I missing? Colleen. Did I mention Colleen? You're going to see the 6 women. You'll see their names up there. Miranda. And you're going to see what happened from start to finish over 2.5 days. And at the end of that, which the whole intention, my whole intention for these women was to get so clear on what they wanted and why it had to happen, and then give them the tools and the strategies, and I'd be able to create a map to get the things that they want. What's even cooler, when you then opt into, so this will actually be under drkarenosborne.com/live event. The link will be in the show notes as well. Is you're going to see 5 of the 6 women, what's happened to them 4 to 5 weeks after the live event. See, this is not rah-rah pump kind of thing. This is lasting. This is results. This is how I roll, sister. So I want you to go to drkarenosborne.com/live event, LIVEEVENT, and you'll have a chance to actually watch the movie. Enter in your name and email. You'll get access immediately to the 7-minute movie. You're going to see all the interviews, the after party interviews of 5 of the 6 women, and a chance to apply to be at the next one. Now, my next live event in January, as I record this right now, it's about 8-9 weeks away.
pardon me, not 8-9 weeks away. It is 6-7 weeks away. There are currently 4 spots that are left. 4. It's not a lot, sister. 4. So you'll have an opportunity as you watch the live event movie and watch the interviews as well, and then too, all the videos of that, to actually apply. Yeah, this is by application only. This is not for every woman. But if this is something that's been resonating with you, if you want the experience of results fast, because that's what happens when you get away from husband and kids and work and just immersed in this process, then you need to apply, sister. And I look forward to reading your application. So I will talk to you in the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.